Okay, so this is my 15 to 20-minute no makeup look. So I'm going to show you guys the products and brushes and stuff that I use. So take my eyes off. I'm going to flip my mirror around. And I always start first with my brows. My brows have gone through quite a bit in the 80s and 90s where people were plucking and tweezing. And so I use this product from NYX. It's a drugstore brand. It's inexpensive. So I just take the brush. I always do this first because I do have some grays in my brows, and this helps to cover up some of the gray hairs that you will see. Go through and dye my brows like once every two to 3 weeks, just to cover those grays. So this is the first step. Okay. After that, I'll take, this is from, oh my gosh, I've had these so long, guys. This is a dark brown. It's actually an eyeshadow from Black Radiance, but I guess you could use any dark brown. I also have it in black, but typically I will I'll go through first with the brown and then go over it with the black. And I will give my brows some arch. So just so you guys can see that, okay? And it helps to fill in some of the hairs that I don't have without having to add so much of this product. They're not perfect, but they're cousins. And I think that's all you can expect. Makeup is supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be a situation where you're under pressure. Oh my God, my brows don't match. What am I gonna do? You get them as close as you can to each other and you move on. So that's with the brown, the first coat of the brown. I'm gonna go back in and add, and they look a little crazy right now, cause see, right in here, but we're gonna take care of that. I'm gonna add a tiny bit of black to carry it down. And you typically don't want your brows to go down past your eye. See how I'm lining it up there? Because if it goes down past, you've got your brow all the way down here. Typically people's brows don't grow that far, so I use this to measure. Okay, now that I've put that on, and the tackiness of this product will hold the powder in place. Okay, so now that we've got that on, let's close this back up. I'm going to go in and one more time with this product, and I found this a couple years ago, and it has been fantastic. And because we let it dry down a little bit, see how I'm able to get more definition now in that brow. We're not done with the girls yet. So you want to clean them up. So I have a couple concealers here that I use to clean up my brows. I don't want to go so light until it looks white under here. So I'll find a concealer that is a little bit lighter than my skin tone. And I have this brush. I'll go under and I'll just basically carve out my brow and see how it makes it more defined. It makes it pop. And then I'll bring it down so it has that the arch look. And I'm actually creating the arch with the concealer. See how I did that? And then you can lightly go over the top. You don't want a thick band of concealer because that doesn't really serve you well, because you want it to look natural. So I'm going to put those back here. I have this brush. I got this from MAC years ago, and this brush has been amazing. I don't know the number, but just to look at the style, the bristles are compact and it's short. So you can really use this to control where you want your product to go. So as I'm going through, I'm pulling the concealer down. I'm not brushing it up because I don't want it to go up into all that hard work we did. And then at the top, I'm going to pull it away from the brow. Okay. And it just makes your brows pop. And that's just one little trick. So we come down here, we do the same thing. I'm arching my brow, and I'm pulling the concealer down and away from the hairs, and see, it makes my brows stand out and they look a little bit better. Before the look is over, I'm going to go in and clean those up a little bit. So we've done our brows. Now, where it comes to foundation, I have a couple that I really like. I love Danessa Myricks, and that's who we'll be using for the sake of this video. I also have Fenty, and I'm a 21 in Fenty. And in Danessa Myricks, I am a 9. And I love Danessa Myricks because it's very light. Your skin does show through. But because I do have combination skin, you can see I got a little shine. I got a little oil there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a primer. So I'm going to use this primer from e.l.f. And like I said, I use products, some that I get from Sephora, some that I get from drugstore. And this is their gripping primer. And to me, it's comparable to the gripping primer that Milk has. I think it's a inspired product, but I want my makeup to stay. I don't want it to move and go anywhere. Okay. So I'm putting this definitely on my forehead because I don't know about y'all, but being a person that's over 50 that has gone through the going through menopause and perimenopause and just being in a hot daggone room, you don't want your makeup to leave you. And I'm always breaking out the fan. Boots on the ground, that fan dance, that's for me. So now we can take a look at our skin. Skin still looks good. We've got that on. And like I said, for the sake of the video, we are going to go with Danessa Myricks today. You can apply this product with your fingers, or you can apply it with a brush or a sponge. But I am going to apply it with a sponge or with a brush. And I've had these brushes, see it's slanted? I've had these brushes for years. My daughter Sophia helped me get into makeup probably about 6 years ago. I was never really a makeup girly, but she was very patient with me and helped me to do my own makeup and to understand that you can wear makeup and you don't have to feel like you're like some people say that, oh my God, I feel like I'm a clown because I've got this makeup on. And that's not what makeup is supposed to do. You're supposed to have fun with it. It's supposed to enhance what you already have. So thank you, Sophia. So and I will say this, no one, I don't think beats their face like Sophia. She's absolutely gorgeous with makeup on or without it. But yeah, she is gorgeous. So I put this on. Now you can still see, because I did do such a good job with moisturizing and taking care of my skin, you can see that my skin shining through. Okay. This is the blurring balm. All right. It comes in, I think, like 12 or 13 shades. I have this in a 9 for my face, but I also have this is an 8.5 that I can use as a concealer, because I did at one point buy the incorrect shade and I'm like, their products are too good. I'm going to find a use for them. I also bought a 10, and with the 10, sometimes I use that as my bronzer. So, you know what? Let's do that. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So I'm not really a contour person. That's not me. And for this, I typically use my finger to apply. So I will apply some here. And you guys see that? And then I'll go on this side and apply. You see that? Go in our hairline. Go up here by our hairline. Now I am going to use a brush to blend these all in, but just, you can see how you have one product that you can use in multiple places. So don't think that it's like, oh my gosh, I'm out of bronzer. What am I going to do? Just get a deeper shade of your makeup, or there are ways that you can use what you've got. Like the song says, use what you got till you get what you need. Y'all, the bronzer that I use that I like is from NARS, and it is shade 8. And I love this bronzer because it is brown and it doesn't have a lot of red in it. So what we're going to do is I'm going in with, once again, Sophia's hooked me up, you guys. I had a heck of a Christmas years ago. So I'm going to put my bronzer, blend that in. And I always have a cream to start. And I'm going to take this brush, a little fluffy, go into my NARS and put the powder on to hold it on. Guys, see that? Now, in your day-to-day, you don't have to use a bronzer. Some days I do, some days I don't. And we put that there. Some folks will do the concealer here, and they'll use a lot under their eyes. And we're going to get to concealer in a minute. Okay, so we've done that. But I also use my bronzer as an eyeshadow because I do want to have a warmer look. And I have an eyeshadow brush. And this is great because it's a compact. And I will just apply a little bronzer on my upper lid. I don't do anything fancy. I don't use a lot of different colors, unless I'm going somewhere. But in my day-to-day, I'll just use bronzer because you carry that warmth that's on your forehead and on your cheeks to your eye. So that's how you can get more uses out of your products. I also have a bronzer pack from Juvia's Place that's in, I think this is a deep dark, and so I have these that I also use as well as powders. You don't have to use a cream bronzer. You can use powders. You don't have to do that step at all if you don't want to. So now that we've done that, I do use a little concealer under my eye. So I am going to put in, and I'll show you guys which one that I'm using. This one is from e.l.f. It is a little lighter. And what I'll do is I'll just put a couple dots there. Okay. We're going to let this dry down for a minute. And while we're letting that dry down, let's do our lashes. I struggle, y'all. I really do. So with my lashes, because I don't put on eyelashes, I don't have extensions, but I do want to have a lash look as I use a primer. I use, this is from L'Oreal, it's Voluminous. You can find it in the drugstore. Also, I use this one from Essence. This one is only like $5. This is the GOAT. She is absolutely amazing. I love her. So I'll show you guys how I can make my lashes pop. For this video, we're gonna kind of keep it pushing in terms of time. So I do have a concealer brush. See, this one is slanted. Once again, Sophia. It's not completely dry, but I'm gonna start working with it. And if you bring the concealer up and down, see how it raises your face? Now, some people use I'm just blending that in a little bit. Some people use a sponge for this. You can. That's fine. You can use a sponge. Whichever tool is easiest for you. Because this is slanted, I am able to get under my eye. Some folks will say, okay, let's let this bake. When I'm trying to get out the door in the morning, I don't have time for baking. So I just put that on. And this is a step you can skip. You don't really have to have this one. Okay. You've got extra product. If you do want to do your forehead and put a little bit there, you can. Okay. So we blended that out. And I always use my first tools whenever necessary. Thank you, Mom. The ones that were gifted to me. So I've got this on. Don't worry about where your concealer meets your bronzer because we've got a step for that too. Okay. So let's tackle that real quick. We're going to put on some blush. Now, I'm a blush girly. I love blushes. I have this one from NYX that is really nice. It's part of their buttercream collection. She is more red in nature, but and then I have this brush. This is the brush we're going to use. I have Raisin that I use from MAC, and I also have this one. Guys, I am so blind without my glasses. It's amazing. This one is from Black Opal. I think it's called Rosewood. I'll show you guys, but it's really pretty. You put it on and it is that transition between your bronzer and your contour. See how that just fills that in? And you want to use a fluffy brush. Some people tap, but there we go. So now we've added a little color to our faces. So that's fine. Gotta wash these afterwards. So now let's look at our lashes. Like I said, I am one of these girls that my lashes are anorexic. So I use a primer and you can curl your lashes. This is my eyelash curler. I could just go in and just, you put it on and you pump maybe about 5 times. Okay, and then you hold it, and then you can do the other side. Now, this is a step you don't have to do. It's optional. Primer will stick to your lashes. Now, even though it's white, it dries down clear, okay? So don't worry and be like, oh my goodness, what is Cheryl? What does she have us doing? Why am I walking around with white lashes? No, you're gonna be okay. I got you. And see how all of them, yep, they're starting to stick out a little bit. Okay. And we're gonna do this side. Put a little bit here as well. And I always try to get the lashes in my inner corner too, because I do want them to have product. So that's the primer. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go over our lashes with mascara. Hold on, guys. Okay, this one I got is part of L'Oreal's Paradise collection. I really do like this mascara. It's not very expensive at all. It's a drugstore brand, but I love the mascara from Hourglass. So you could either go with something from a drugstore brand, or you could go with Hourglass as a tubing mascara. And with this one, see the adapter, this one is going to give you a lot of product. So let's put this one on and see how it's like, oh, I have lashes. Yay. A lot. There is so, at one point, I'll say this because I'm stuttering. I asked Sophia, I said, girl, why do they have so many different mascaras? I don't understand it. What's really the deal? Why are there so many out there? It's because they do different things. Some lengthen, some thicken. So really take a look at what your lashes need. That's it. There we go. I have lashes just like that. And because my lashes need help, they're not very thick and they're not really long, that's why I use the thickening primer to help me out there. And then I use this one to also thicken and lengthen. That's what we've got there on the top. Now, a few minutes ago, I had said there's this mascara by Essence that I use, and we're going to get to her too. So let's do your bottom lashes. I don't put a lot of product on the bottom, so you guys can see. This one also lengthens, and it helps with removing clumps, because sometimes when you put on mascara, it clumps. So you see how this wand is different than the other one that I just showed you? She's going to give you pow. So take a look at this one, this eye, compared even to this eye. And she coats very well. And there we go. Now, some folks will use like an eyeliner. For the sake of this video, I typically don't. This is really my kind of my out the door look. But what we're going to do is we're going to have to set this, right? Because we don't want us to get somewhere and be like, oh my gosh, it's hot, we're sweating. So once again, we're looking drugstore brands. This is e.l.f. This is, I think, an inspired of the Out All Night and the Urban Decay. And I think it was inspired by another one. But this one is fantastic. So we're going to just spray. And it helps all those powders to settle down. So let's just fan. And I used to keep a fan in here, but I don't have one in here now. All right, so we've done that. So this is basically our look. I'm going to take a second to go in. I'm looking at my brows, and let's go back. Remember I said I may want to go in and fill them in a little bit more, and that's what, just taking this and just kind of separating, see, and moving the hairs around. All right, now we've done that. My last step. Oh, my triangles. I call them little pizzas because they're black triangles that I use when I am pressing. Put the setting spray on, right? So what I'll do is I'll take one of these puffs I have, and I dropped this one, guys. So yeah, the struggle is real over here. This is a soft focus. It's a finishing powder. You can buy it at most drugstores. It's by Black Radiance. I'll take a fluffy brush, go over the powder, pick some up on the brush, tap off the excess, okay? And I'll just go over those areas where I have a little shine. See how that just smooths everything out. Once I've done that, I go in with my little puff and I just kind of press it down, just gently, okay? Because I want that powder to be absorbed in the setting spray. And that is it. That's my 15 to 20. I didn't time myself, so please forgive me. Oh. I forgot. Lip. I use this. It's Supermodel by NYX. It's one of my go-tos. I absolutely love this shade. It goes on has the right amount of pink for me. It is a lip gloss. It's not a plumping oil because they have those too, but it does give my lips shine and it gives them color. And yes, that is my finished look. So thank you for watching this video, going through the steps with me. And I'm looking at the timer, and we did exceed the time by a few minutes, but I wanted to make sure that I was being thorough so you guys could get all the steps. And over time, as you are applying the makeup yourself, it will be easier for you to do it and it'll be faster for you. So that is my natural look that I wear every day. Just real quick, to take it off at night, I use some of the same products as I use during the day. When I wash my face in the morning, I may use my La Roche-Posay foaming cleanser, or I may use my Garnier micellar water, the cleansing water with a makeup round to take this off. Also have, and I was looking for it, it's by a company called Fresh Greens. It's a makeup removing oil that you can use to take it off. But after I remove my makeup, I do put on at the end of the night a serum. I'll either use this one from Sephora, which is their glow serum. It contains vitamin C and vitamin E. The vitamin C helps with pigmentation and it helps to add glow to your skin. The vitamin E helps to heal your skin and add moisture. Or I may use this hyaluronic serum from Enki. I got that from Sephora. That's really good as well. And I lock that in with a retinol face cream at the end of the night. So, because it's about moisture, we have to have moisture. So those are the things that I use after I take off my makeup and I put those on. If you have any questions, if you wanted to get into this video, some of the products, I'll list them down in the description. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions about application, and I'm here to help. So until the next time, thank you for watching. Take care of yourself. Please click on like and subscribe because that helps us to grow the channel. Peace.